WGN Sports presents The Bullseye.
Bullseye is brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where it's advantage Chrysler. The king of beers, with that distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
If you thought there was a heavyweight matchup last Monday night in Vegas, you haven't seen anything yet. Tonight from Chicago Stadium, two of the NBA's heavyweights go toe-to-toe, the Houston Rockets and the Chicago Bulls. Good evening, everybody. Dan Roan in our Chicago studios. Welcome to the Bullseye, our pregame look at Bulls basketball here on Channel 9. It doesn't get much better than this. Houston on fire in the West, the Rockets winners of 11 straight. The Bulls have won 22 of their last 24 and haven't lost a game on their home court this year, 26 in a row since Portland beat them back in December. Head-to-head, Houston has the edge over Chicago, a win at the Summit back on January 3rd. In that game, an unfortunate incident between Bill Cartwright and Hakeem Olajuwon, the ripple effect of which may be felt to some degree even tonight.
And now hops into the hoop. No foul, no basket, and Houston going the other way.
Olajuwon down on the deck.
David Wood on the reverse layup.
Olajuwon really hurting, laying on the floor. Melchiori wants to come out and see him. Cartwright goes in.
Misses the layup. Ball on the floor, out of bounds to the Bulls. And now, what's happening to Hakeem Olajuwon?
In replay, the shot that Hakeem Olajuwon took from Bill Cartwright didn't appear to be severe, but it was, and it had a major and surprising effect on the Houston Rockets season. Hakeem's eye socket had been fractured. He would miss 25 games. At the time of the injury, the Rockets had been no better than mediocre, 17-13, lagging back in the Midwest Division. Amazingly, in the 25 games that Olajuwon missed, Houston played 600 basketball, 15 wins, 10 defeats, minus a superstar. An example in the extreme of a team in trouble succeeding in circling its wagons.
But I think when Hakeem went out, this team really bonded together. Each player took it upon himself to move their game up to the next level. And we decided to just dedicate ourselves to playing hard every night and playing solid defense.
And with Olajuwon back, Houston is no less than the hottest team in the NBA. The Rockets lost to the Clippers on the night Hakeem returned, but they haven't lost a game since. They ride a franchise record 11-game winning streak into Chicago tonight. The Rockets stand third in their division, but they're only 2 games behind front-running Utah. Olajuwon's numbers are back at pre-injury levels, but Houston today is a much more balanced ball club. Kenny Smith has become a dominating player at the point, considered by many to be the NBA's most improved player. On the inside, Otis Thorpe, who destroyed the Bulls almost single-handedly in January, is close to 18 points a game with 10-plus rebounds to go along. In short, NBA Coach of the Year candidate Don Chaney has his team playing at championship level, and they'll be a load for the Bulls to handle. Chicago's 26-game home winning streak certainly in some jeopardy tonight. The Bulls split their 2 weekend games, losing at Philly, winning at home Saturday against Indiana, but not especially impressive in either performance. In the Pacers game, the Bulls were out to deliver an emotional response to the uncomplimentary remarks made by Indiana guard Reggie Miller. Ultimately, it was Michael Jordan's 39 points and John Paxson's long-distance work that won the game. Paxson was 6 of 8 from three-point range in a 25-point performance. The Bulls won that one 133-119 in a game between likely first-round playoff opponents. The Bulls' 51 victories still tops in the NBA. But to hang on to the best record in the league and the home court playoff advantage that goes with it, the Bulls can hardly afford to lose any games at home. For that reason, expect them to step it up a beat tonight against the Rockets. And everybody will be watching that matchup in the middle tonight between Hakeem Olajuwon and Bill Cartwright. For another perspective on that, let's go live to the stadium right now where John Mengelt's standing by. As a former Bulls and Pistons standout, John was in a couple of scrapes of his own during his career. John, what's happening in that thing?
Well, more than a couple scrapes, but I think what's happened here is what's happened in the NBA. You know, it's become a marketing game, and this thing has got blown way far out of proportion. You and I, the press, and everybody else have blown it out of proportion. The players, I talked to both of them before the game. I mean, it's kind of a passe thing with them. I don't think they're thinking a whole lot about it. And the sad part about it is you got 2 teams here, maybe the best in the East and the best in the West.
You know, oddly enough, John, you've had situations like this in back-to-back games. Saturday, it was the Reggie Miller deal, and tonight it's Hakeem and Bill Cartwright.
Well, yeah, again, and I think we're blowing it out of proportion. I think that Houston probably ought to be very thankful. You never like to see anybody get injured, but if it has to happen, you've had Thorpe become a scorer, an aging Larry Smith rekindle his rebounding skills, Kenny Smith gets 51 points, and Sleepy Floyd gets 40 in 24 minutes. I mean, this is a team, as you said, was struggling before the injury. Now, I mean, they're a general, they're a contender. Two guys I think you got to thank for this. One is Don Chaney, holding this team together, getting them play together, and then Don again and Hakeem as he transitions back to this club. I think you'll see later on when we talk to Hakeem, I think the team and he are very proud of how that's taken place.
I think you're right, John. If it's possible, I guess this injury situation did help their ball club come together. And I know you did talk to Hakeem earlier tonight, and we'll have that interview back on about 5 or 6 minutes or so.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, John Mengelt live at the stadium, and we'll return with more on the Bullseye, including tonight's NBA news. So keep it where it is. Coming up in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, the NBA's Player of the Week was announced late this afternoon, with the honor going to Golden State forward Mitch Richmond. In 3 games, Richmond averaged 30 points and some pretty solid numbers in rebounds and assists as the Warriors won 1 game, or should say won 2 games and lost 1. 3 players you'll see tonight: Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Otis Thorpe, also in the running for the award this week. One award that Michael Jordan apparently won't miss out on is the NBA Scoring Championship. Michael now with a 2-point lead on Bernard King, closing in on his 5th consecutive scoring title. Yesterday in San Antonio, a mini fiesta before the Detroit game, and this Bill Lane beer pinata was the featured attraction. The Spurs went on to treat the Pistons in similar fashion on the floor. Rod Strickland back in San Antonio's lineup after breaking his hand. The dish to David Robinson, missed the dunk and ruined that assist, but got the basket just the same, 39 all at halftime. And the shot fake of the year against Bill Lane beer in the 3rd, he didn't know where the ball was. Strickland got it to Terry Cummings, and Lane Beer was still trying to figure out what happened as he went back down the floor. Rod Strickland had a hand in almost everything that happened out there yesterday. Off the dish, the great swoop to the hoop as the Spurs won it 85-78 over Detroit at the Hemisphere. That's where the Pistons like to see the score as a rule down in the 70s, but they only shot 33% yesterday, and they're 78 points, the lowest total for them this year. Other games yesterday, Charlotte has never beaten Portland, and that streak continued as Clyde Drexler had 27. And the Lakers, no trouble with Seattle. A terrific game from Magic Johnson, who'd been out with sore knees. Tendinitis had been Magic's problem, but he looked like a little kid out there yesterday. On the break, watch the no-look pass to Sam Perkins down the middle. And K.C. Jones was headed for his 14th straight loss at the Forum. Second half, Magic playing the passing lanes, got the steal, took it all the way in a big finish as the Lakers won this game going away. And speaking of going away, watch the left side of your screen. Sedale 3 hammers James Worthy with the elbow to the net, and Threet would go away early. He was ejected from the game as L.A. won it 113-96. Back to Magic. His 11 assists in the game leave him just over 100 short of the all-time leader, Oscar Robertson. With 15 games left to play, Magic should be able to overtake the Big O before the playoffs begin. Right now, we want to check in with our broadcast team. Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr standing by live out of the stadium to talk a little bit about just how hot these 2 basketball teams are. Jim?
I tell you what, Dan, you go back a little over 2 months ago to January 22nd, and the Houston Rockets were a 500 club. That's how far they have come, as they are now 19 games over 500. And the Houston Rockets with 11 straight wins, that's a club record. And when you look at the other side, on the Bulls ledger, John, they also are setting club records about every time out.
Well, you look at both of them and you see that the best record in team history through 67 games, it applies to both of the ball clubs. They're both on record-setting paces.
And, of course, the Bulls will be putting a 26-game home court winning streak on the line here tonight against this hot Houston team. No question, both of these clubs are using this game as a benchmark.
Absolutely, Jimmy. And it's funny how the Houston Rockets found themselves. They found themselves by having their big star get hurt. and it opened it up. The center position opened up. They've got a guy that comes off the bench, and Larry Smith, big-time rebounder. He stays out of the way of the guards.
That's right. And the Bulls found that out when they played in Houston back in early January in that game that Hakeem Olajuwon was injured. That was the night the Rockets really found themselves in the third and fourth quarter. Now let's go back to Dan Rowan.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. Any way you spell it, Akeem or Hakeem, this is a heck of a basketball player the Rockets have in the middle with Olajuwon. He talked earlier tonight with John Mengeld about a variety of topics, including the Cartwright situation and his return to action in the NBA.
Thank you, Dan, very much. And, of course, I have with me a very recognized player in the NBA, thought of by most to be the most outstanding center in the league, first in block shots and first in rebounding and 11th in scoring. And, you know, you're 11-1 since the return. Your players blossomed while you were gone. Is Houston now the best team in the West?
Well, it's very difficult to say that. We feel like we're capable of playing against anybody and beating anybody anytime.
Anytime at all. How are you now looking down the road toward the playoffs? I mean, you're right now in 5th. Do you feel like you can move up some, or are you just trying to position yourselves to where you know you're playing your best basketball going in the playoffs?
Well, we try to position ourselves playing the best basketball and also taking one game at a time and play the best we can. And I think we can go all the way by taking one game at a time.
Now, do you feel that this club is playing any differently now than it did before your injury in the style they play?
Of course, yes. When I was out, I think everybody was saying, well, the team was going to go down. I think the players' pride were hurt because we have a lot of individual talent, great players, and they don't get any respect before. So now they have something to prove. And they came together as a team. The effort was there, and they did a fantastic job. And I was very anxious to get back just to join the team, to take to another level. I think that's what we have done so far.
Is your position or the focus on what you do any differently now?
No. You know, just on defense, you know, still the same thing. On offense, I'm playing more perimeter games, and also make it a lot easier on me. You know, I still get the same job done, but with less effort.
All right. Is there any way that you cannot help to approach tonight's game a little differently because of the injury and the incident with Bill?
Well, you know, the media, of course, you know, they make it like a special game. And we have a streak going, you know, 11-0, and we like to keep it that way.
So you're more focused on the streak and that than anything else?
That's right.
Okay, thanks a lot for being with us. Appreciate it very much, and the best of luck as long as it's only in the West.
Well, thank you.
Now back to Dan.
All right, John, thank you very much, and we'll continue on the Bullseye in just a moment. Both teams on the floor at Chicago Stadium warming up for a tip-off that comes in about 15 minutes or so. You know, I'm not sure if anybody's ever calculated the odds of a backwoods kid from Hamburg, Arkansas, becoming a star in the smooth and sophisticated NBA. Whatever those odds might be, Scottie Pippen is pounding them into the ground. Scottie reaching new heights in this best-of-all Bulls season. Michael Jordan's superstar status in the NBA is indisputable and has been for many seasons. But today, another Bull is patrolling the hoop stratosphere. Scottie Pippen taking his place among the NBA elite.
Being a consistent player each and every night, as you go out and perform, you must go out and try to play at a level where you're going to be a top-rated and caliber player each and every night and hit the court. And that's the way I approach the game now, is that I want to go out being an effective offensive and defensive player each and every night.
And while Pippen has emerged as a premier player in the NBA, he's working under an outdated contract. In January, Scottie let his frustrations become public, and in the following 2 games, exploded for 43 and 39 points back-to-back.
I had 2 big nights, and it was 2 great games for me. Maybe my statement came at the right time, and my good play came at the right time, but, you know, whichever way it was, you know, I don't want people to think that I was making a statement for us anything. I was just playing hard, playing to win.
Scottie's numbers are up over last year in nearly every department, but he was disappointed last month not to have been selected by Detroit coach Chuck Daly for the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
It's just something that, you know, it didn't take me long to get over. I realized that, you know, only 12 players could be there, and I wasn't one of those 12. And you know, I just got to look forward to the next season. But, you know, coming into Reggie Miller made it something that, you know, was probably something that, you know, he was frustrated about and said. But me as a player, you know, I don't care about what other people's opinions are.
But Scottie Pippen's most important goals revolve around the Bulls' team success. He's certainly part of a winner in that respect.
I think what it is just we came together as a team. And that, I guess you can say that makes each and every individual a lot better player. It's us coming together as a team, we all playing together as a team.
Well, they certainly have come together, and Scottie Pippen will help lead the charge tonight at the stadium against the Houston Rockets. Right now, back out to the stadium where John Mingelt's standing by to talk a bit about the Western Conference playoff situation. John, we talked about the East on Saturday. Now the West, and Houston's reemergence here has really created some shuffling among these playoff positions.
Well, really the only certain thing we have, Dan, is that we know the 8 teams that are going to be in it. There will not be any other teams than these. But, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are only 6 games apart. You know, who knows what's going to happen. You know, Portland started out just blowing everybody away, and everybody said they were going to run away with everything, including the championship. Now they're struggling, and they're only 3 games away from being in 3rd. And if they go to 3rd, they're going to have to play Houston, probably. And they're one of the best teams in the West and maybe the league right now. So Portland, where they're going to run away from it now, could be in trouble, may lose in the first round.
Yeah, people have to keep in mind that you may have the 2nd best record in the league, but that doesn't assure you the 2nd playoff position, because the 2 division winners will get those top 2 seeds.
Right. And, you know, you got the Lakers who are playing well. Of course, Magic's always there. Phoenix is quietly doing a good job, and they're only 3 games back. You know, Utah is holding their own, and they kind of got like a playoff team, a big, strong team, half-court execution on offense, does very well. San Antonio's just gotten Strickland back, like Houston, with one of their best players out. They've held their own, and Strickland will obviously help them down the stretch. And then you got Houston, who is a team kind of like a team I played on in '76, where we had Artis Gilmore at center and 5 or 6 the rest of us around. And we actually thought at the time when the playoffs came, we were the best team in the league. And Portland beat us and went on to win the championship. So you've really got an exciting, challenging type of playoff here in the West where 6 teams could win.
All right, John, thanks very much for your help tonight. Enjoy the game. It's going to be a great one out there.
Yeah, it really will be. This is really going to be a great defensive struggle tonight.
All right, John, thanks very much. John Mingelt live at the stadium, and we will return to wrap it up tonight on the Bullseye in just a moment. Welcome back as we get set to wrap it up tonight on the Bullseye. But before we turn you over to Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr, we want to run you up to date on what's happening around the league tonight. There are 6 games on the schedule, and they look like this tonight. 2 games in progress right now. First period scores: Orlando by 2 over Golden State, and at Washington, Jersey by 9 points over the Washington Bullets. Later on tonight, it's Detroit at Denver. Pistons 15-15 since Isaiah went out of their lineup. Utah 14-6 since the All-Star break. Utah hosting Milwaukee. It's Phoenix at the Clippers tonight. And the Lakers in action again. The best record in the Western Conference, 31-12 in games within the West, and they are at Sacramento tonight. And our next telecast of Bulls basketball here on Channel 9 takes place Thursday, March 28th. That's at New Jersey, a 6:30 Central Time start. So no Bullseye program that night. Tip-off at 6:30, Bulls at Jersey, and that comes up Thursday night. Right now, it's game time. The Bulls and the Rockets from the stadium. We hope you enjoyed the Bullseye. You'll love the game tonight here on Channel 9.
Bullseye was brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where it's advantage Chrysler. Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, know when to say when. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Guests on Bullseye receive a Tissot wristwatch from Henry K. Jewelers at 547 North Michigan Avenue and on the 3rd level of Water Tower Place.
The following is a WGN television sports presentation brought to you in stereo surround sound.
It's T-minus 5 and counting. Any combination of 5 Bulls wins and Detroit or Milwaukee losses would give Chicago its first division title in 16 years.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare.
The Bulls have blasted off on a 21-2 run and 26 in a row at home. But a hot Houston club with 11 straight wins has a few rockets of its own with which to blast the Bulls out of their orbit. Tonight, one of those streaks will end. The Rockets and the Bulls next. Participating advertisers in Bulls basketball are Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste. So get out of the old and get into the cold. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Nike, who reminds you to just do it. The Chicago Tribune. Get in the game, pick up a Trib. Your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products. Another packed house in Chicago Stadium as the Houston Rockets make their only visit of the regular season. And we emphasize the word regular. Good evening, everyone. This is Jim Durham with Johnny Kerr, and welcome to Bulls basketball tonight on Channel 9. Back in January, when the Bulls lost to the Rockets in the Summit, that was the night, of course, Hakeem Olajuwon went down, taking an elbow to the cheek from Bill Cartwright. And we all thought, looking ahead at this game, that that would be the focal point. But no.
It's really not, Jimmy. The game is the thing here. Both of these teams have played so well, extremely well, since they met in the Summit such a long time ago. They're both on track to have their best records.
Exactly. The two coaches, Phil Jackson of the Bulls and Don Chaney of the Rockets, candidates for Coach of the Year in the NBA. We know what Phil Jackson has done here in Chicago. He's got the Bulls in a position they've never been at this stage of the year, and Don Chaney the same.
Don Chaney, it's really funny. I had a chance to talk to Don Chaney before the game, and I said if I talked to you early in the year, I would have said, what's happening with the Rockets? Now I ask you the question, hey, what's happening with the Rockets?
Well, Johnny, I think there were several things that happened. We had an injury to a key player, and basically everybody got together and sort of rallied around that injury to play better basketball. It's a total team commitment, not only on the offensive end, but total dedication defensively.
Whenever the Bulls play the Rockets, they do have problems with Houston because of the matchups. Actually, this Houston team, a little bit like the Indiana Pacers in here the other night, guards who can shoot from deep on the floor and outstanding players in the post.
You're right, Jimmy. Talk about the three good guards. You talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, and Otis Thorpe might be the best power forward in the league. I'm sorry, Buck Williams, but he just might be.
So it's the Houston Rockets, 11 straight wins, a club record. The Chicago Bulls, 26 straight at home, a club record. We'll have it next on Channel 9. Back here in Chicago Stadium, we're ready with the introductions. Let's go to Ray Clay. Jordan is nursing a head cold that he picked up over the weekend. You saw him cough as he went back to the huddle. Phil Jackson and the Bulls 31-3 on the home court. Boy, what two hot teams. The Rockets, not only have they won 11 in a row, but the Rockets have won 14 of their last 15. Take it on down 23 of their last 27. And all of those marks are franchise records for Houston. And the Bulls likewise on a tear, 26 straight at home. The NBA mark, 31 in a row for the Boston Celtics over 2 seasons. And the Bulls also have won 31 of their last 32. They have last lost on December 8th to Portland.
Jimmy, that is the only Western Division club to win in here.
Yep.
Western Conference team, I'm sorry.
Don Chaney and the Rockets trying to move up in the West. Nolan Fine, Joe Forte, and Bill Sarr are the officials tonight. Well, the deal is Michael has this cold, and he's not going to bring much dust tonight.
Oh, yeah? Let's see what happens. Yeah, just enough to give us
my
head cold. How does he get this stuff? Man.
Bill Cartwright and Hakeem Olajuwon, and before the game tonight, the two met at center court and wished each other well. No hard feelings between these two. Hakeem wearing the goggles now. Bill Sarr throws it up, and Paxson tracks down a long tip.
Packs up in that last game with a 3. Let's see what happens.
Houston does a good job. They pressure the ball, and Kenny Smith is pressuring Paxson. Jordan against Maxwell. Horace Grant underneath to Cartwright.
Good play, good recognition by Horace. They doubled right away when Michael went to the post, Jimmy.
And the Rockets, they like to use screen roll with either Thorpe or Hakeem. Here's Maxwell around the pick by Thorpe. They chase on him. Kenny Smith to Buck Johnson. From the outside, and the long rebound to Pippen. Scottie Pippen circling out front from the outside, and the long rebound to Horace Grant. It's Jordan guarded by Maxwell. Paxson, who was so hot the other night against the Pacers, hit 6 3-point field goals. Scottie Pippen, John Paxson from long range. The Bulls off to a quick start. They did this against Indiana the other night. They went up 11-3. Kenny Smith around the Thorpe pick, and the long rebound to Horace Grant. This is a good rebounding Houston team, so it's good for the Bulls to get off to this rebound edge. Cartwright against Hakeem Olajuwon. Stolen away by Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith against pressure, and the Rockets are on the scoreboard.
Came right around the double team, stole the ball out of Bill's hand. He just held it out there.
Scottie Pippen against Buck Johnson, and off the ball, we get a whistle. A foul on Maxwell.
That's twice now we've seen Michael set up down low, and if what happens in Philadelphia, the way they double him, and the Pacers double him here, Jimmy, he had big-time assist finding the open man.
Sideline out of bounds, and Pippen delivers into Cartwright. Here's Horace Grant under pressure of Thorpe. Jordan over Maxwell. And the rebound to Cartwright. Has it blocked. Loose ball to Kenny Smith, and the Rockets back with a chance to tie early on. Buck Johnson in on Paxson. Lost it. So the Bulls a 2-point lead inside of 10 minutes for the opening quarter. Alley-oop stolen by Hakeem. Scottie Pippen trying to go into Grant, and Maxwell on the run out. He's got the layup. So their two guards on layups tie the game.
He defends so well. He just ducks down behind Bill. They try that high pass. It's just not going to be there.
Cartwright finding Paxson. Long jumper by Pax. He's still got it stuck on automatic. This time the Bulls defending the Rockets half-court offense. Hakeem against Cartwright. Jordan picks it off. Jordan against Maxwell. Takes it through traffic. A pitch out to Paxson. A 3-try by Pax.
Here we go.
The Bulls open up the 5-point lead.
7 threes in the last 2 games.
In 9 attempts.
6 in one of them.
Kenny Smith runs the show. Buck Johnson out front. They're looking low for Thorpe. They throw over against Grant. The half hook left short. Rebound. Olajuwon missed the dunk. Paxson out with it. Scottie Pippen inside Grant with a shot. Don Chaney takes a 20. The stadium roars to life as the Bulls jump to a 7-point lead. On that John Paxson 3-point field goal, $250 to charitables from True Value.
Oh, we saw the Bulls make 2 good plays, Jimmy. Thorpe missed his shot, and then Olajuwon missed the dunk, and then Michael came down, drove the lane, pitched it out to Pax, and over an outstretched arm of Buck Johnson, he laced the 3. He said it's a matter of rhythm. Sometimes I don't get the shot. I'll go 6-7 games without it. He says Craig Hodges seems to always have that, and Chicago
leads the league in 3-point percentage, 387. Percentage-wise, B.J. Armstrong leads the Bulls with 52%. Then Paxson is next at 447. Hodges at 409. Michael Jordan at 357.
None of them with enough shots so to qualify for the leaders.
But this team, they shoot the long one. And there's Maxwell getting doubled out of the screen roll. Kenny Smith, 10 on the shot clock. Otis Thorpe in over Grant. And Jordan tips it away, but to Buck Johnson. Right back to the hoop, and he gets the shot down. It's a 5-point Bulls lead. Bill Cartwright handles it. You remember him, Marcus Haynes Cartwright?
I always like it when they do that, when they bring it up.
Paxson again for 3. And Hakeem Olajuwon outlets to Kenny Smith. The Rockets trying to draw to within 3. Nope, maybe 2 with a long one. And the rebound, loose ball foul, Otis Thorpe over the back of Pippen. First foul on him. First team foul on the Rockets. Make it 2 team fouls. 7:44 left to go.
You know, I don't think the Bulls took this team very seriously when we played in Houston, but I think they do now, don't you?
Yep. Pippen against Buck Johnson. Jordan against Maxwell. 11 to shoot. Michael through traffic draws the foul. Foul on Buck Johnson.
Michael driving hard with the left hand down the lane. Got to remember, the guy who's going to block the shots, Olajuwon, way up there, but he lets it go just in front of the rim on the foul. He could have got a goaltend, but he is so good, such a good athlete at releasing from his man and covering up on a drive.
Michael Jordan scoreless early. We talked about he's having problems with a cold. Might take him a while to warm up. Usually, though, when he's under the weather, the other team ends up that way. Tip try, Cartwright miss. Grant clears it out to Paxson. Good job by the Bulls on the 2 missed free throws. Now it's Olajuwon against Grant. And it's Cartwright against Thorpe. Cartwright takes Thorpe inside and walks with the ball. He had to work too hard for that.
He did. He looked left. He looked right. He was looking to see where the spacing was and didn't put the ball down.
Cartwright against Otis Thorpe is not that big a mismatch.
No, Thorpe is a big, big guy.
Big power forward, and he defends very well down there. So the Rockets again with a chance to cut it to 3. Here's Buck Johnson against Pippen. They throw over into Hakeem, and the layup won't stay. And a loose ball foul on Cartwright. That's the first foul of the game against the Bulls. A timeout taken. 6:55 left in the opening quarter. The Rockets have been missing some easy shots, and the Bulls lead it by 5. On Monday, April 15th, the Milwaukee Bucks are in town, and the first 5,000 ladies receive a rose, compliments of Wild Irish Rose. 6:55 left in the first. After the All-Star break this year, the Bulls 19-2 and the Rockets 16-3. So they're the 2 top clubs in the league since the All-Star break. Houston with a tough road the rest of the way, though. This starts 10 out of the last 15 on the road for them. Vernon Maxwell against Jordan. Kenny Smith around the Thorpe screen. They chase him to the baseline. Olajuwon had it poked away by Pippen with 11 on the shot clock. Houston comes in. Buck Johnson to Maxwell. 4-3. Rockets within 2. Vernon Maxwell with 5. Vernon Maxwell's the kind of shooter that builds confidence as the game goes on if his shot is dropping. Here's Jordan doubled. Shoots it anyway. Short. Horace Grant back inside, tipped away, and the Rockets come up with a steal and a chance to tie. This game is Paxson deflects the ball out of bounds up court. This game is just like the game the other night against Indiana, where the Bulls jumped out in a hurry and then the Pacers got right back in it.
Well, key to a game like this is play through that emotional surge in the first 5-6 minutes.
And the Rockets have, but now they get hit with a 5-second count. No, a foul on Paxson before the ball came in. 2-shot foul.
Kenny Smith to the line.
Good free throw shooter, 85%.
Happy birthday to Jay Hood, 14-year-old. He's a ball boy tonight. He's from Germantown, Tennessee. We're watching in Florida. I know Jerry Reinsdorf's down there in Sarasota and Palm Springs. Sid and Betty Port watching the game. So we've got them from all over the place, JD.
And guess where else they're watching?
Where?
Mexico City.
Mexico City, right, our buddies.
They were in Houston when the Bulls played there. Smith brings the Rockets even at 11. 7 straight points for Houston. Against pressure, the Bulls throw ahead to Jordan. Jordan with a fake, dumps it for Cartwright. On the fadeaway. Tip dunk, Pippen.
Scottie been quiet.
So the Bulls handled the Houston pressure that time. Here's Kenny Smith. Olajuwon wide on the floor. The middle is left open. Screen roll. Kenny Smith gets free down the lane. A dish off underneath to Thorpe. Double fake, missing the layup, and the rebound out of bounds to the Bulls with 5:45 left in the quarter.
Well, Olajuwon goes to the board that strong. You got to get in front of him because he is foul prone. He will pick up the foul.
The Bulls trying to extend on a 2-point lead. Pippen against Buck Johnson. Scottie. It's picked up by Olajuwon, and Scottie takes him to the rack. Not foul, no call. Bill Cartwright loses the ball, and Houston comes out with it. Otis Thorpe burns up the floor. Now Buck Johnson going inside, and he ties the game. Boy, it looked like Pax got racked up on that layup attempt down at the other end. Scottie Pippen as he went inside. Now Paxson delivers to Jordan, doubled out to Pippen. Cartwright open, back to Pippen. Scottie shoots from outside, left it short. Cartwright the rebound, out to Paxson.
Well, they defend really tough underneath. They go right to Michael on a double team, leaving Paxson. They're leaving Pippen open.
Here's Cartwright against Olajuwon. Wheels on it. Comes up shooting. Rockets the rebound, looking for the lead, and Otis Thorpe storms into the front court. Vernon Maxwell with a flip up, and Thorpe with a putback, and Houston takes the lead. Otis Thorpe with his first 2.
They bang that board hard.
Michael Jordan against Maxwell. Here's Jordan around a Cartwright screen. Off to Cartwright. Olajuwon recovers. Steals the ball from Bill Cartwright. Went off his foot, didn't it? Went off Bill's foot, I believe.
Yes, it is.
It belongs to Houston. Olajuwon knocked it right off Bill's foot. Houston with a chance to go up 4. Kenny Smith from the outside. Boy, what a terrible shot. Pippen clears it. Pippen trying to find running room. They form the wall. Now Paxson. Paxson around a Grant pick from 20. Rebound tipped away, and Houston with it. Maxwell comes down with it. Vernon Maxwell accelerating on a high dribble. Lowered the shoulder, misses the shot. Tip won't go. Cartwright the rebound. Michael Jordan brings it up. The Bulls need a hoop to tie. Grant ahead of the pack.
There it is. Oh, power slam. Buck Johnson tried to get in the way. Good recognition by Michael, finding a man open.
Now the Bulls in need of a defensive stop. The Bulls half-court offense being defended here early.
And really theirs, too. I mean, It's been a good one. They're scoring in the open court, and the Bulls are also.
Here's Kenny Smith against Paxson. 8 on the shot clock. A pitch out to Thorpe. Maxwell for three. Horace Grant the rebound. Got bumped, no call. Flips out to Pippen. Bulls unable to get inside. Houston covering up in the transition. Now Jordan to the hoop. And
Michael's first hoop.
Buck Johnson with his second foul.
Michael drives in between, comes down against Olajuwon. The foul is already there, and he goes in, lays it in with the left hand. He's off the snag. Timeout with 3:02 left in the opening quarter. It's the Bulls by 2. On Tuesday, April 9th, with the New York Knicks here, it's equal 25th anniversary basketball card night. The first 10,000 fans receive a set of Bulls 25th anniversary basketball cards courtesy of Equal. Larry Smith has come on for Houston, and also David Wood, who was with the Bulls a couple of seasons ago in the exhibition season. Just didn't make the ball club. See what happens here. They come with Stacey King. They want to match Bill up with the big guy. And since Smith is in for Hakeem Olajuwon, King will match up with Larry Smith, and Stacey King has his work cut out for him. Jimmy, the Bulls could expend big minutes today. They didn't play since Saturday, and they've got 2 days off, so if they've got to go a little more time with the starter, it's going to be all right. But Jordan not feeling 100% could be effective if they don't clean that middle out a little bit for him. Michael hitting the free throw. He's got the 3 points, and now they run the court to Kenny Smith. He was out of bounds. So the Bulls have it on the Houston turnover. But that's what the Rockets will do. They'll throw deep. You've got to be aware. Well, so far, Hakeem Olajuwon has not scored, sitting on the bench. And
he's had some good shots, though.
Yeah, this is a team that can give you some pressure and give the Bulls some problem. Michael Jordan handles the ball against Vernon Maxwell. The Bulls on a run of 5 straight points. Jordan double teamed, finds Pippen slashing inside, off to King. A runner. Stacey King puts the Bulls up by 5. 7 straight points. Houston content to milk some clock. It's Maxwell one-on-one with Jordan. Kenny Smith against Paxson. Around a pick by Larry Smith. Maxwell flares with 4 to shoot. Underneath, it's Thorpe with a lefty hook. And the rebound to Pippen. The Bulls out trying to extend on the 5-point lead. Scottie finds nice. Scottie got pushed off the mark, Jimmy. He still found Horace. Sleepy Floyd getting ready to come on for Houston. The Bulls with 9 straight points and a 7-point lead. We near the 2-minute mark for the first quarter tonight.
2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
David Wood guarded by Pippen, 8 on the shot clock. Woody takes it all the way in on King. Missed the half hook, and Pippen the rebound. King and Wood go down. 3-on-3 for the Bulls, now 3-on-4. Paxson underneath to Grant against Thorpe. Horace trying to get something on Thorpe, a pitch out to Pippen. 8 to shoot. Pippen takes up slack on Kenny Smith. Book it. Scottie Pippen puts the Bulls up by 9 with 1:28 left to go. That's 11 straight Chicago points. Vernon Maxwell getting the Rockets into their offense. Screen roll, nope, just slides through with Wood. Now Kenny Smith dribbles out of the corner. Underneath, missed dunk by Thorpe and an offensive foul. He cleared out with his free arm and missed the dunk. That's Sleepy his second. Floyd comes in. That's his second foul, and as Sleepy Floyd comes in, B.J. Armstrong streaks in. Kenny Smith hits the pines. And driving to the hoop, he was wide open, and he just power slammed it, cleaned out with the left arm. 1:06, Jimmy, in the first quarter. Bulls with a good defensive stop on them. 11 straight Chicago points. 14 to shoot. Michael Jordan left open, so he fires. And the rebound to Larry Smith on ahead to Floyd. The Rockets in transition. Floyd leaves it for Thorpe down the lane, and he gets the layup. Otis Thorpe with 4. Hakeem Olajuwon ready to come back for the Rockets. Armstrong looks inside and goes outside to Jordan. Shot clock at 14. Michael down the lane. Nice. Whoa, what a change of direction is right. Houston coming back in a hurry, going 2 for 1 underneath Maxwell, and he lays it in. Vernon Maxwell has 7. So the Rockets will get it again on 24-second possession. Armstrong gets it into Jordan. Michael spins out of the double.
Oh, man, did he leave everybody that trip.
Some exclamation points. 15 seconds left in the quarter. No shot clock. Houston will play for 1. Olajuwon probably won't get in now unless they get a stoppage of play. David Wood sets the pick for Sleepy Floyd. He launches the 3, and he can do it. They got 3-point shooters. 3 seconds left. Inbound stolen by Floyd. Looks at the clock and pumps another 3. Running now, and after 1. It's the Bulls by 6. 28-22. A good one working in Chicago Stadium. Michael Jordan scoring in the post just before the quarter came to an end. A power dunk on Maxwell, but they ran out. Got a 3 by Sleepy Floyd. And he almost gave him 2 threes as he hits here and picked off the inbounds pass from Stacey King.
That's right. He just about had 6 in about 4 seconds.
Olajuwon back in for the Rockets, and Floyd again. Here's another guy. Once he gets going, it can be lights out. He's got a season high 40. He's got their last 5. Wood steals the pass from Hodges. The Bulls getting very careless with the ball, and the Rockets getting right back in it.
They keep it out at the 3-point level, don't they?
And that opens it up for Hakeem Olajuwon. Here's Floyd with 10 to shoot, going over the top. They get the layup to Larry Smith, and the Houston Rockets are right back in it. The Bulls' 9-point lead is down to 2. They've done it in less than a minute here in the second quarter. Cartwright, Pippen against Wood. Pippen traveled.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you what, they've got players that had 39, 35, 38, 51, 26, 40, and 27. The Bulls, Jordan and Pippen, are the only guys that have been above 25, and that's Grant. So, I mean, they got guys that can strike it up and keep it going.
They got Kenny Smith in there for Maxwell. Pippen steals it from him. Scottie with a dunk. Good defensive play by Pippen. The Bulls up by 4. You might want to put some pressure on David Wood, and Scottie Pippen does. Woody slips through. Here's Kenny Smith finding Floyd. Another long-range shot. Cartwright going hard for the ball, and a jump ball is called. Cartwright and Larry Smith.
You can't leave on this play. Scottie met him right at half court, Jimmy, right here as he turned around. He didn't know what hit him with that play. Kenny Smith looked. All he could do is watch Scottie stuff it in. Nice play by Scott. All right, Larry Smith going up with Cartwright.
Larry Smith at 6'8", Cartwright at 7'1".
You can't break out too quick now.
Yeah. And the Rockets control the tip. Here's Olajuwon against Cartwright. Hakeem on the fade. Got his first 2 tonight. He can run the table on you. A 2-point lead for the Bulls after leading by 9. And Olajuwon steals the entry pass to Cartwright. Well, when you stand and try to pitch into a stationary object with good athletes, it's tough. Hodges almost a steal. Kenny Smith coming up with it. 10 on the shot clock. Houston looking for the tie. Floyd on the move into the lane. A pitch out to Smith. David Wood takes up slack, leaves it for Floyd. Another 3 try, and the rebound to Houston. Larry Smith to Olajuwon. We got a tie game.
Gotta like this club. They keep you so busy outside, and you got 2 big active players in the middle.
Stacey King against Larry Smith. Scott Williams will come on for the Bulls. Pippen against Wood. 10 on the shot clock. Scottie loses it to David Wood. On ahead to Kenny Smith. Blowing in on Armstrong. Blocked by Pippen. Should be goaltending. No, out of bounds only.
That ball's got to be out of his hand and on the way down, I guess.
I thought it was right over the rim.
Yeah. He comes from nowhere on the play. Yeah, he had let it go, but he got a blocked shot.
Bulls with a break. Kenny Smith out front to Floyd against Hodges. Here's Olajuwon against Will Perdue. Hakeem with 6. and Houston has taken the lead. They're back from a 9-point deficit. Scottie Pippen against Wood. They double on Pippen, and Scottie launches wide right. Houston out on the run. Larry Smith explodes down the lane, and a reach-in foul, non-shooting foul. It's on Armstrong.
The Bulls are going to have Scottie, somebody else make the entry pass. All the teams now are just playing him back, and he can't make that entry, and it takes time off the clock, and before you know it, they've got to throw something up.
Here's Olajuwon, double in the post. Slips through, walk, no call. Kenny Smith buries another one. Looked like Hakeem came back down before he got the pass away. They called that on Pippen earlier. Houston in front by 4. Craig Hodges gets chased, and the ball knocked away by Floyd out of bounds. The Bulls' second unit getting thoroughly outplayed. Stacey King has a basket. Pippen looking for somebody. Comes into Purdue against a 5-second count. Pippen from outside. Scottie Pippen has 8. Houston leads by 2. You're going to have to get something going to the hoop. Houston clears his side for Sleepy Floyd. Screen roll with Olajuwon. Floyd down the lane. And Hakeem cleans up.
In no way should Hakeem been able to get that offensive rebound. He came right in. He was blocked on the outside. They let him get right in. They got in a guy that's potential MVP.
How can you forget him, right?
Yeah.
The Bulls have a chance to tie. They've got it somewhat spread. Scottie Pippen takes Wood into the lane, and it's stripped by Kenny Smith. Smith bursting all the way to the hoop for the dunk. Kenny Smith puts the Rockets up by 4. Now a missed steal by Wood. The Bulls with no advantage, though. Olajuwon laying back inside. Here's Hodges against Floyd. Scott Williams, who's on, guarded by Larry Smith. Will Purdue on the move, in on Olajuwon. Good fake.
Good fake, and he missed a shot.
Woody tracks it down. Good hustle by David Wood. And now Houston trying to go up by 6. They punch into Olajuwon. Good feed to Larry Smith, but he walked. The Bulls take a timeout with 7:20 left in the half. Right now, it's Houston in command, 36-32. It's Houston by 4 with 7:20 left, and the Bulls are having a difficult time getting anything going inside tonight, and with good reason. Hakeem Olajuwon leads the NBA in block shots. David Robinson is second. Well, they clean some glass down in Texas, don't they?
Jimmy, I'll tell you something. They're 7 out of 11. The Bulls 2 out of 4. The Bulls have turned it over 5 times in 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and now Michael Jordan gets the early call to come back in.
It's Jordan, Armstrong, Hodges, Grant, and Purdue. And B.J. Armstrong handles the ball against Kenny Smith. Michael Jordan against Sleepy Floyd. A lot of congestion on that side of the floor. 12 to shoot. Armstrong trying to get free. Purdue against Olajuwon. 6 on the clock. Purdue just about got one. And Michael Jordan does get one.
Left-handed tip in. That was a good play by Will.
You shouldn't have to work that hard for a basket. A 2-point lead for Houston. You got to feel that if there's a lot of bodies on one side of the floor, that other side might be wide open. Olajuwon against Purdue on the drop step move. Rebound to Purdue. Loose ball foul, Larry Smith. That's his first. Vernon Maxwell coming back in. David Wood going out. As Don Chaney elects to match up with the 3-guard approach of the Bulls, if you will. Michael Jordan playing the small forward role.
Well, both teams in there with a pretty quick lineup.
Yeah. The Bulls need a hoop to tie. This is Hodges against Floyd. Jordan against Floyd. Michael takes it in over Hakeem. And Purdue with a tip by the basket interference.
Michael's saying he's hand checking me.
He was, actually. Vernon Maxwell handles it for the Rockets, who lead it by 2 with 6 minutes left in the first half. Sleepy Floyd on fire is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Hodges commits the foul.
Somebody said you don't foul a jump shooter.
Yep.
You put him on a line to shoot a couple free throws, and this guy really put big-time numbers up there. He got 40 in a game, and
he's an up-and-down kind of player,
yeah.
But when he hits his first couple, you got to live with him all night.
Yeah, he gets up for the game too that he's playing.
Yep. His 2 free throws put the Rockets in front by 4. And 5:55 left in the half.
Bulls only scored 6 points in this quarter.
They're not getting any shots up. Purdue a drop pass to Hodges. Craig Hodges brings the Bulls within 2.
You better start hitting some outside if you want to open it up, right?
Yep. Olajuwon against Purdue. Hakeem has it blocked by Jordan, but to Maxwell. And Hakeem again bulls his way to the hoop, and Jordan digs it out. Now the Bulls back in transition. What a spin move by Michael. Hodges for 3. Wide right. Maxwell the rebound. Up court they come to Kenny Smith. Floyd over the top to Olajuwon. Pin Purdue. Hakeem again. Fouled by Grant. Olajuwon shoots 2. Good job by Will.
That was a good play by Will underneath. He made the block. And then Horace got caught on a foul. He goes up, pulls it right there on the board with him, but he's big, strong, gets it, and then Horace catches the foul.
Hakeem shooting 2. 79% free throw shooter. Good game against the Knicks the other night. He's got 6 points tonight. Pippen is in. Paxson is in. Hodges and Armstrong go out.
He uses those glasses as protection, and you and I pointed out several times Horace uses his to see. He's got that problem with his sight, and both of them work effectively for these guys.
Olajuwon with 7. All in this quarter, and the Rockets lead it by 3. We near the 5-minute mark for the half. It's been a half-court game. Pass to Jordan, stolen by Kenny Smith, and he's got a run-out dunk.
Well, he has stepped between people all night. He's got 3 steals anyway.
And Houston leads it by 5. We've had a 14-point swing in this game after the Bulls went up early by 9. Pippen against Floyd. Kicked by Floyd. A new 24 for Chicago with 4:38 left in the half.
I think Scottie would be able to take offensively, take advantage of either Floyd or Smith.
Horace Grant. Guarded by Larry Smith. Purdue loses it to Olajuwon. The Bulls very careless with the ball, and the Rockets taking advantage. Kenny Smith puts Houston up by 7. Phil Jackson takes time.
Bulls got to think about this.
4:20 left to go in the first half in Chicago Stadium. It's 43-36 Rockets. On Sunday afternoon, April 7th at 2:30, the Bulls and 76ers. It's Nestle Benny the Bull Doll Day. The first 5,000 kids 14 and under get a Benny the Bull doll, courtesy of Nestle. Well, the Rockets have got quick guards.
Kenny Smith went right after it. Stole the ball, Jimmy. That's the 8th turnover in this quarter for the Bulls, and only 4 out of 8 in the field.
And the Bulls are down 7. Maxwell guarding Jordan. Michael on the fadeaway. Boy, that's a tough shot.
They all seem tough.
11 points for Jordan, and Houston with a 5-point lead. The Bulls in need of getting back in it before halftime. Sleepy Floyd one-on-one with Pippen. Quick move baseline, nicely done. Sleepy Floyd with 9. Now Scottie Pippen guarded by Floyd. Paxson for 3. Rebound Houston. Out in a hurry, Sleepy Floyd. Olajuwon against Cartwright. Hakeem fires. Larry Smith the rebound. Tips it out of bounds. He was trying to get it back out to a guard.
Three-guard offense, we've seen that, haven't we, before? We've seen it a couple times with Portland. We've seen it with Phoenix a little bit.
And when Isaiah Thomas is healthy, you really see it with the Pistons. Houston by 7 and 3:25 left to go in the first half. Otis Thorpe getting ready to come back in for the Rockets.
Well, 10 points, and they're their own worst enemy.
Cartwright lost it out of bounds.
It's 9 turnovers in this quarter.
And I'll tell you what, it's Houston taking it away from the Bulls for the most part. They have been outstanding defensively.
They're quick, good athletes, and very, very, very confident. Pick and roll, he's going to go baseline and wind around him.
Scottie may want to spread out a little more. Tough pass, and the Bulls get it on the Houston turnover.
You just know he wants to go baseline.
Yep.
I know he wants to go baseline. I think everybody knows he wants to.
Inside of 3 minutes for the half, the Bulls down 7. Well, we've seen this with the Bulls before this year, too, though, John, where they go long stretches in their half-court offense and really struggle trying to score.
And then all of a sudden they find something that works.
Yeah, like that. Michael Jordan's got 13. It's a 5-point lead for Houston.
See, everything outside, Jim. Michael's the only guy that shot free throws for him 3, and he missed his first 2.
Rockets go into Olajuwon. He's doubled in the post. Here's Floyd for 3. Pippen the rebound. Scottie just did pull it in time. Now the Bulls with a chance to cut it to 3. Or 2 with a long one. Jordan against Maxwell. Hangs the shot up there and left it a little short. Olajuwon with it. Sleepy Floyd. It's pressured by Jordan. Kenny Smith from the outside. That's a 2. Kenny Smith with 14 points, 10 in the second quarter, and Houston by 7. Inside of 2 minutes, and the Bulls take their 20. 1:58 left to go in the half. And the Houston Rockets looking good here in the first half in Chicago Stadium. Here's what's on tap at halftime tonight. Channel 9 news break. First half analysis, highlights, and stats at halftime tonight on Channel 9. By the way, the Bulls, after tonight, they'll be on the road for a while. They got a 3-game road trip upcoming. New Jersey, Washington, and Boston. St. Fans Miller Genuine Draft presents the 3rd annual Shoot the Bull 3-on-3 Round Ball Classic. Brought to you by the Chicago Tribune, Coca-Cola, and Pizza Hut. Comes up August 3rd and 4th in Grant Park. There's a division for you. For more information, call 312-943-5800 or look for details in the Tribune.
Well, some guys say that a trade is not good for you, but how about this guy, right? Sacramento, Atlanta couldn't find a home, but Kenny Smith here has been dynamite. Sleepy Floyd, Golden State Warriors, right?
How about Vernon Maxwell? San Antonio sold him, right? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
The Bulls have it in play, and it's Paxson against Kenny Smith. Into Jordan, around Maxwell with a pull-up. All right, Michael. He's got 15. He's carrying the Bulls right now.
Well, they ought to decide that Michael should be the pivot man and get Hakeem out of there. Maybe put Bill up high or somewhere.
Rockets looking at the 2-man game. It's Smith turning it in. A pitch out to Floyd for 3. And Olajuwon with a tip dunk.
Nobody near to block him out.
Olajuwon with 9 in this quarter, and Houston by 7.
Befuddled the Bulls, Jim. Befuddled them. They'll have to look at tapes and find out just where they're being hit from, and they'll find out all over.
That's right. Here's Paxson. They're trying to get Pippen inside. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Scottie just chucked Sleepy Floyd. No call. And now Cartwright shoots it over Olajuwon. And Otis Thorpe with a rebound. Up court to Kenny Smith. Smith against Paxson. Floyd guarded by Pippen. He launches long again. And the rebound to Olajuwon. Out front, Maxwell. His shot right of the key is there. And the Houston Rockets have jumped to a 9-point lead and completely stunned a sellout crowd in Chicago Stadium.
Now, Bill is right in behind Michael now.
Here's Paxson. A pass to Pippen deflected. Scottie for 3. And the rebound to Olajuwon. They're taking no prisoners, Houston. Here is Floyd on the move, going quickly to the hoop, and they let him inside. Pippen has it with 18 seconds left. Now the Bulls will play it for 1.
Take the three.
If it's there. 10 seconds left. Horace Grant with Olajuwon on him. Horace with a jump hook. Rebound, Houston. And the half is going to come to an end with the Rockets in control. Jordan with a 50-footer up. The Houston Rockets have turned out the Bulls' light so far. It is 51-42 Houston at halftime in Chicago Stadium. Houston outscored the Bulls 29-14 in the second quarter to open up this 9-point halftime lead. Now let's go to John Mengelt for his observations.
Thanks, J.D. You know, I thought this would be kind of a muscle kind of playoff tempo, and we did not get that. In fact, we got just the opposite, I thought, early in the ball game. Houston trying to use their quickness, the Bulls breaking. And as suspected, Hakeem Olajuwon started just a little bit tentative. You'll notice here early on, he comes across and he misses a dunk. I think maybe he's thinking about all the press that was written about he and Cartwright. So yeah, he started a little bit tentative, but came on very strong at the end. You know, even though both these teams do a lot of scoring, you know, the Bulls average 110 and Houston 107. These are two pretty good defensive teams. Houston at 97-1 per game for opponents during this 11-1 sweep. And of course, the Bulls have held 39 of their opponents under 100 points. So these are two pretty good defensive ball clubs clashing here tonight. And as we said, they're the two best records from the playoff henceforward. You know, one of the things I found very interesting also during the first half was, you know, you pick out little things that maybe you think the Bulls have become of age. One time early in the first half when Paxson hit a three-pointer, yeah, that was big. But Michael Jordan, here he is, the one-on-one player in the entire league, having a guy one-on-one, and instead of going to the basket, he throws back out to Paxson for a three-pointer. That, to me, probably says the Bulls have come of age. We'll be back with more second half action right after this.
Chicago Bulls basketball is brought to you by American Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Bulls. Your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products. True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value hardware stores. Participating advertisers in Chicago Bulls basketball are Phillips 66, makers of high-quality super clean gasolines. That's powerful stuff. Nike, who reminds you to just do it. True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value hardware stores. American Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Bulls. The Illinois Lottery. Have a ball. Play the lottery. Your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products. Both teams back on the court here in Chicago Stadium at halftime. Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr back with you. And the Houston Rockets, if they haven't gotten the Bulls' attention by now, I don't know what it's going to take.
They've hit him inside, outside, Jimmy. Good defense, stolen the ball, banged the boards real good. Forced the Bulls into turnovers, and we've had some highlights in the first half. Let's take a look. First one is Michael was double teamed in the post. He got it to Horace Grant. He went up for the shot. Hakeem came out, and they found Bill Cartwright underneath. That opened the game. A nice job hitting the open man, but the Bulls have had a problem since then. Now here's a steal by Scottie as he comes in to help B.J. Armstrong. Kenny Smith turned around. Scottie was right there. Took the ball on down, got underneath, went up, and had enough energy to give it a stuff. Now, if you don't block Hakeem Olajuwon out, you really get in trouble. Here the shot comes from the corner. He's not even in your screen. All of a sudden, here he dances in the middle. He looks perfect position, takes one step, and he goes up and just power cleans it up. You better keep the man off the board.
That's one of his 6 offensive rebounds that he has in the game. He's got 10 rebounds total. The Bulls 20 out of 40 from the field, and the Rockets 22 of 49. So even though percentage-wise the Bulls are shooting better, they haven't had as many shots on goal. Not too many free throws either way. Turnovers the big key. The Bulls average less than 15 a game. They've got 15 at the half, and Houston has scored 23 points off the 15 turnovers. This is an athletic, quick, good Houston club, as Johnny mentioned. Of course, they're on this run of 11 straight wins, and with his winning streak, they're a confident group. Kenny Smith, 14 points to lead the Rockets in scoring. Hakeem Olajuwon with 9. Vernon Maxwell with 9. And Sleepy Floyd off the bench with 9. As for the Bulls, Michael Jordan has 15. Scottie Pippen with 8. Paxson with 7. All of his came early. And Horace Grant with 6 points and 5 rebounds.
Jim, they've held their opponents 13 out of 17 under 100 points. Now, the Bulls are used to doing that to their opponents, but this team has really done an outstanding job. They don't have a player that is averaging more than 15 shots, so they're doing a good job. Michael Jordan's still bothered by the flu, colds, call it what you want at this time of the year.
We should go over now with our powder and try and dust him. Let's take a look at the NBA scoreboard tonight. The Miller board. Orlando in the 4th, apparently on their way to victory over Golden State. And Washington leading New Jersey by 9 in the 4th. The Pistons in Denver just getting started. Also Milwaukee at Utah. And then later tonight, Phoenix playing the Clippers in Los Angeles. And the Lakers are at Sacramento.
The Bulls usually are red hot here in the stadium, Jimmy, and they just never really got a chance. They kept looking at each other. What are we doing wrong? Where are they coming from? And the rebounding was just tremendous for them. Defense, the turnovers. You mentioned the Bulls averaging 14.5 turnovers in the first half. They had 15, and they had 9 in that second period.
Yep.
So the Bulls have their work cut out. The fans are waiting for them to do something here, and the Bulls looking for their 27th.
Consecutive victory at home. Got some more telecasts coming your way on Channel 9 on Thursday at New Jersey at 6:30 Chicago time. At New York, April 4th at 7:30. The Bullseye at 7. And against the Knicks on the 9th of April here, 7 o'clock with the Bullseye. At Detroit, April 12th. And at Miami, April 17th. The Bulls' 26-game home court winning streak on the line here as the second half begins with Houston in front by 9. The Bulls putting on full court pressure, and Thorpe throws it deep to Buck Johnson. Kenny Smith gets him into their offensive set as they overload one side. Thorpe pops out, goes around Cartwright. Open shot for Buck Johnson, and Houston takes an 11-point lead. Buck Johnson, who picked up 2 fouls early. He's got 6 points in the game. It's Jordan in the post to the right, doubled up. Outside Pippen, a 20-footer. Rattles out and cleared by Thorpe. On ahead, they come to Kenny Smith. He pulls up and fires, and they pick up right where they left off. Kenny Smith with 16. Houston in front by 13.
You mentioned this reminds you of the Utah game here. The Bulls were down 16 in the third quarter and rallied to win. But they better get going now. This will be a tough team.
Screen roll, Cartwright for Jordan. They double on Michael. Cartwright is left open. He shoots it over Thorpe, and finally the Bulls hit the scoreboard. Cartwright with 4. Now at the other end is where the Bulls need to start rooting it out. That's what they did against Utah. They really screwed it down defensively. Got a final score tonight. Washington at home beats the Nets 113-106.
Their king must be back.
Yep. Olajuwon over the top. Otis Thorpe stolen by Jordan. Bulls come out trying to string a couple of hoops together. Michael accelerating, going down the lane with a lefty layup. Tipped by Grant, no. And a loose ball foul on Olajuwon. Went over the back of Horace Grant. Hakeem with his first foul of the game.
Otis Thorpe was right inside. He gave the fake. Jordan just took a slap at the ball right there. Everybody went up. He came down with the ball.
Scottie Pippen sideline out of bounds. Comes into Grant. Pressured by Thorpe. Now Pippen against Buck Johnson. Into Cartwright against Olajuwon. 15 to shoot. Cartwright rolls out with a hook. Nope. And Olajuwon outlets to Kenny Smith. On ahead to Vernon Maxwell. He just flipped it in.
He just threw it up on the glass. He knew he was going to carry him out of bounds. Beautiful shot. Heads up as Olajuwon cleans the glass, and away they go.
Houston to the Bulls tonight. What they did to him in the Summit doesn't seem to matter. Paxson looking for Jordan. Then Cartwright is clear to high to bring Olajuwon above the foul line. The Bulls strike into Cartwright, and Olajuwon pokes it out of bounds. Watch this shot by Vernon Maxwell.
He's just carrying him out of bounds. He flips it up. Right English, yeah.
Pippen looking to bring in. Horace Grant comes up shooting. Jordan the rebound. Michael underneath, off to Cartwright. Bill with a short hook, left it short. And it's out of bounds to the Bulls with 9:41 left. Well, you talk about gun shy around the basket.
We saw intimidations on the sheet in Philadelphia by Ball. There should be a couple here tonight by Hakeem.
This is an important possession for the Bulls. They could use a hoop here. And Olajuwon steals the ball into the post, but it's carried out by Maxwell.
He has done an outstanding job of playing behind Cartwright, anticipating, stealing the ball, knocking it away. He had 4 steals in the first half.
13 to shoot. Scottie Pippen to make the inbounds pass. This is a Houston team that if they have an Achilles heel, it's their depth. It's about a 7-man rotation. There's a foul on Maxwell, reaching in on Jordan. And so what you would like to do with this kind of club is really push the pace. But the Bulls have been unable to do it tonight because they haven't forced any turnovers or rebounded well.
It seems to be the pace that they like, an up-tempo to pace.
Michael Jordan on the move out of the corner. Under to Pippen, and he's fouled by Thorpe. 3rd foul on Thorpe, and Pippen shoots 2.
Ball is fired on in. Underneath, Michael went to go for the shot. He fired it on in to Scottie. Scottie went up to try to stuff it, but Thorpe picked up his 3rd foul, and they call for a 20-second timeout here to talk things over a little bit.
9:18 left in the 3rd. While we have a moment, a reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Bulls and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Bulls. Should the playoffs start tonight, the Bulls would open at home with Indiana. And get the winner of the Philadelphia-Milwaukee series. In the West, the Lakers would open with Houston in the Forum. Nobody wants this club. Nobody wants the Rockets. Scottie Pippen.
Remember, though, it was a game, Jimmy, a national televised game, either on a Saturday or Sunday, when they found Charles Oakley could play basketball.
Against this Houston
club. He got
club.
20 rebounds against this club, and it was only a necessity, I think, that Stan Albeck could put him in the game. And say he does a pretty good job.
9 points for Pippen. Houston's lead is 12. 9:18 left in the 3rd. From a Chicago standpoint, the bad news is they're down 12. The good news is there's a long way to go tonight. And Pippen brings the Bulls within 11. But they're going to have to really turn it defensively to get it done. Kenny Smith guarded by Jordan. Stadium crowd coming to life with 16 to shoot. Maxwell into Olajuwon. He's doubled. Underneath, the ball loose. It squirts out to Buck Johnson. And now Kenny Smith against Jordan. Turns it in. A dish inside. Buck Johnson off the glass against the 24-second clock.
The Bulls played super defense and still got beat.
Yep. Houston by 13 with 8:45 left to go in the 3rd. Here's Grant. He's double teamed. Scottie Pippen taking up slack. Over Buck Johnson. Cleared in front of the rim by Olajuwon. And then a foul called on Horace Grant. Boy, it looked from here as if that one had a shot to go in. Didn't you think from this angle?
I thought so until I saw him get 2 hands on it and snatch it out of the air.
Houston the ball up 13. 8.5 minutes left. Rockets in the spread this trip. Kenny Smith takes it right up the middle and draws the foul. And that's where they're so good. They've got guard penetration off the dribble, break you down. Paxson commits the foul. Kenny Smith shoots 2.
Bulls played superior interior defense last time. Clock was going off. They flip it around. Buck Johnson came in, took a little bump, went back up off the glass, and it went to 0 as it fell through the net. And now Kenny Smith hits a free throw.
He's got 17, and the Bulls are slowly getting themselves into major trouble here tonight. Down 14 with 8:24 left in the third. Down 15. Houston Rockets with a defensive clinic against the Bulls in this game. Scottie Pippen against Buck Johnson. The Bulls are just very guardable. They can't get spacing, and it's tough to throw into Bill. As you see there, 4 on the shot clock. Scottie Pippen for 3. Rebound Cartwright. Lost it out of bounds.
Bulls struggling with everything they're trying to do offensively.
And when you look at him, you don't sense a lot of energy in the guys in the white shirts either. And you'll need that to come back. Kenny Smith from long range. Wow. Wow. 20 points for Kenny Smith. Houston by 17.
Did I hear Mata make a statement that he was the most gutless player he had? I don't know if that was true. There's another turnover.
And Jordan trying to get it back and does to Paxson. Paxson for 3. Even that's not dropping, and Otis Thorpe the rebound. Boy, a hoop here would put the Rockets up by 19.
The Bulls, it's not that they're just wondering what to do here. This team in red has a lot to do what's going on here. They're playing great defense.
They're just
offense.
Super. Here's Kenny Smith finding Maxwell, his 3 try, and the rebound to Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen pushing against Buck Johnson. And now the Bulls elect to pull out. Set up. Jordan against Maxwell. Around the Grant screen. Tough shot for Michael. Boy, they work hard for a hoop. 15-point lead.
When the Bulls come back, they've always done it with defense, Jim.
They'll have to do it tonight. Hakeem against Cartwright. He is fouled by Grant. Horace reached in on the pass outside and picked up the foul. That's his third. 3 team fouls and a timeout taken. 6:34 left in the third. Houston by 15. Join the entire Bulls team when Charitables presents Festivals 91, April 22nd, 6 o'clock at Lou Malnati's. An Italian-style dinner, silent and live auctions of Chicago's greatest ever collection of sports memorabilia. Call the Bulls Community Services Department at 312-943-5800. I'll tell you what, Don Chaney and the Houston Rockets have given the Bulls a taste of playoff basketball. This is the way it'll be played in the playoffs. Half-court game.
Yeah. The Bulls won 11 in a row, Jim. They got beat, then they won 9 in a row. They got beat. This club has won 11 in a row. They don't want to get beat here. They want to extend it on. Bulls 2 out of 11 in this quarter.
Buck Johnson to make the inbounds pass. Vernon Maxwell around a Thorpe pick. Olajuwon high on the dribble. And the rebound, Buck Johnson went over the back, but Jordan came out with it. Michael surveys the scene. And again, the Bulls get into the half-court set. Houston covers, so nothing in transition. And when the Bulls aren't pushing and getting things in transition, their offense comes hard to come by. Jordan from 20. Michael's got 19 points tonight. Houston's lead is 13, and Kenny Smith trots it up. Ideally, the Bulls need to get it down to 5 or 6 after 3. Kenny Smith off the drive. Wild shot. Pippen clears. Now the Bulls in transition. Scottie on the push. Leaves it for Grant. Horace the layup. Now the stadium crowd getting back in it. The Houston lead is 11. It's Maxwell against Jordan. It's Kenny Smith, I should say, against Jordan. Buck Johnson looks in, and a foul off the ball. So foul against Cartwright. Bill Cartwright with his second. 4 team fouls.
Bill Cartwright got switched in on Otis Thorpe. They bang around, go after it. Bill said he pushing me, but Thorpe said no, the other way around.
Maxwell rubs Armstrong off on the pick. Buck Johnson around the Elijah. He walked, and no call. Kenny Smith to Maxwell for three.
Hit the clock.
The Bulls have it with a chance to cut it to 9. And now the Bulls are turning the screws defensively. Scottie Pippen on top of the floor, guarded by Buck Johnson. Cartwright is high. Jordan against Maxwell. 12 on the clock. Michael kicks off to Pippen. A 3-try by Scottie. Rimming, no, and Kenny Smith the rebound. Smith hustles it up on the drive, and Pippen deflects a pass out of bounds. Don Chaney wants a timeout. 4:42 left in the third. The Bulls, who were down 17, are within 11. 63-52. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
Jim Durham with Johnny Kerr back in Chicago Stadium. A reminder, the 9 o'clock news follows NBA basketball tonight on Channel 9. With 19 on the shot clock, Houston to throw in. They lead it by 11. 4:40 left in the third. Maxwell against Armstrong. Here's Olajuwon against Cartwright. Off the double team, a pitch out to Johnson. Kenny Smith against Horace Grant. What's the call? A foul out on the floor. The Bulls are over the limit. Horace Grant with his 4th. Kenny Smith shoots 2.
Bulls tried to cover up outside. Horace ended up on Smith. Smith took it down, went back, came back again on him, and drew the foul.
Kenny Smith with 5 in a row from the free throw line tonight. He's got 21 points. The thing that characterizes this Rockets club is of their 3-guard rotation, Maxwell, Smith, or Floyd, at least one usually has a big game, and sometimes 2. Tonight it's Smith offensively. 22 points for him. He averages 17.7, and the Rockets lead it by 13. B.J. Armstrong missing wide to the right, and Michael Jordan the offensive rebound. Jordan against Maxwell. Inside on Hakeem. Michael Jordan with 21.
You got banged. Phil upset.
Houston coming back down up 11. Maxwell takes it this time against Armstrong. 4 minutes left in the third. The Bulls in need of a defensive stop, and they don't get it. Maxwell with a layup. Basic stuff. Pick and roll. That's what works. Here's Armstrong against Kenny Smith. Out front, it's Pippen. Horace Grant. Jordan against Maxwell. Michael Jordan working on Thorpe. A quick pass into Grant. Blocked by Olajuwon. Cleared by Buck Johnson. A throw ahead to Maxwell, and Houston just moves on ahead as they lead it by 15 with 3:27 left in the third. Time's a wasting for the Bulls. Pippen around a Cartwright screen. Olajuwon jumps at him on the dribble. I'll tell you what, Michael Jordan is laboring. 6 on the shot clock. Scottie Pippen from the outside. Long rebound right back to Pippen. Steps up, draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. Sleepy Floyd coming in for Houston. Foul on Hakeem Olajuwon, his second.
What a rejection it was by Hakeem against Horace, who thought he had the layup. He got the bullet pass from Michael, and now Scottie Pippen will shoot 2 free throws, try to cut it down. Bulls cut into it, and then all of a sudden, boom, you look around, they get 2 layups.
Yep. Pippen missing the free throw. It's Houston by 15, 3:05 left in the third.
Comes Michael off the...
Michael Jordan moseys out, getting ready for this potential miss by Pippen.
Goes back.
But Scottie hit the shot. 69-55. Vernon Maxwell against Jordan. Maxwell with 13 to shoot, and Buck Johnson launches. Oh, the long rebound cut off by Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen had released. Again, the stadium crowd making some noise. It's Jordan out front against Maxwell. Michael takes it down the lane, comes up shooting. Michael Jordan with 23.
All kind of acrobatic shots, too.
They've needed every one of them. Houston by 12. Olajuwon has the ball blocked by Jordan. It comes out to Floyd. Sleepy Floyd with an offensive foul.
Yes, sir. I don't know if Bill reacted or didn't react, but he was right there when Floyd came around. Jordan with a real hammer block on Hakeem, and then he came around into Bill. So the Bulls a chance here to get it in 10 points.
And you see Michael just taking the ball away from Olajuwon. Now the Bulls have cleared aside. And it's Pippen against Johnson. Cartwright goes down into the post. Jordan comes out front. Maxwell on him, 8 on the shot clock. B.J. Armstrong delivers. And the rebound to Houston. Maxwell tracks it down. The Bulls bench tonight has scored a sum total of 4 points. Sleepy Floyd around the screen from Thorpe. Nice play. Otis Thorpe puts Houston in front by 14 with 1:47 left. Armstrong doubled in the corner. Cartwright against Olajuwon. Pippen nearly walked. Takes it in on Buck Johnson. Boy, Scottie is smothered. 8 to shoot. Into Cartwright. He stumbles across the lane, but a foul, and the Rockets are over the limit. The foul on Olajuwon, his third.
Very important that the Bulls keep this close to the end of this quarter. Don't let them open that big-time lead here. And if they can get it down to 10, that'll be some accomplishment for the way that they've played this quarter. Yes.
Coming in for Michael Jordan. Cartwright gets another 5 points for Bill. Houston's lead is 13. Timeout taken.
Well, it's going to help Michael get a little more rest.
Yeah. Timeout Houston. 1:28 left to go in the third. Tell you, Michael Jordan is not doing well physically.
No, he's not. But this helps also because you know he's going to get the call to get back in the game. So this timeout here with 1:28 is going to give him a little bit extra time. Well, he's not the only one that can't clear his head. The rest of the Bulls teammates are having the same type problem.
Houston is led by as many as 17 points tonight. This would be a major notch on the belt of the Houston Rockets. Of all their victories, if they hang on to this would be their biggest of the year, no question, because they have flat out come into enemy turf and taken the Bulls right out of the game so far. A long way to go, but the Bulls are going to need to change the tempo tonight. Our next telecast on Channel 9 comes up Thursday at New Jersey, 6:30 Chicago time. The Bulls open the first of a 3-game road trip. The Nets, the Bullets, and the Celtics next weekend.
And isn't it amazing? The only team of the 3 that they've beaten in their building has been the Boston this year.
Hey, fans, win a Chicago Bulls t-shirt or a Bulls basketball when you play Slam Dunk, the new instant game from the Illinois Lottery. A 13-point lead for Houston at 71-58 and 1:28 left in the third. In this quarter, the Bulls are 6 of 20 from the field. This is a Bulls team that is second in the NBA in field goal percentage.
They have run into a team that is really highly emotional.
I tell you what, if the Bulls have championship aspirations, and we know they do, they're going to be hoping that somebody takes care of Houston over in the West before that championship series rolls around.
Well, there's some teams over there that are hoping the Bulls get taken care of over here, too. I'm
true.
Sure.
It's all a game of matchups.
That's right. This is a good one. The Bulls haven't seen this club. They always have trouble when they get a quick club, and then when you've got a dominating center behind them and quite an athlete. Now Larry Smith comes back in for Olajuwon.
Cartwright with 5 points, back to the line to finish off his 2 free throws here with 1:28 left. That's a good timeout taken by Don Chaney. We talked already about his team. It's depth. That's the only thing they're really lacking. They go.
Floyd is standing.
He was well in the lane.
Cartwright makes the shot.
So he took his timeout now, and then he'll get the rest at the third quarter stop. Maxwell delivers to Thorpe against pressure. The Bulls trying to take the Rockets out of their set. Thorpe with 12 on the clock. Sleepy Floyd comes to the ball. Floyd against Grant. Sleepy Floyd takes up some slack. There's Larry Smith underneath. Missed the shot, and the ball tipped away to Houston.
Get the ball. Foul Larry Smith or get the ball.
Larry Smith is a 21% free throw shooter. 1:03 left to go, and now Stacey King coming in for the Bulls. And Bill Cartwright going out with 1:03 left in the third.
They're just a tad slow in its substitution.
Buck Johnson to trigger. Maxwell left wide open. Woo! That one almost didn't stay in the building. Bulls push it to Hodges. Armstrong against Floyd. In it goes to Grant, guarded by Thorpe. Horace with 10 to shoot. Scottie Pippen, guarded by Buck Johnson. No room to roam. Armstrong takes up slack and draws the foul. He'll shoot two.
Bulls got themselves their worst enemy again. Scottie with the ball way on the wing. They can't do Hodges way on this side of the court. You got to play to Craig Hodges if that's why you got him in there in the last couple seconds.
Sleepy Floyd with his second. DJ Armstrong, a good free thrower, 90%. Scoreless tonight, though. Has not attempted a free throw.
Bulls can get it down to that 10 figure now.
They need to have a little closer, I think, because of the pace. Fourth quarters are normally played at a slower pace than the rest of the game. It's 11.
Well, the Bulls have been at a snail's pace.
Yes.
They're going to be slowed down a little bit more, huh?
Except for Michael Jordan, only 2 other field goals have been scored by the Bulls in this quarter. Thorpe the rebound of a rare Armstrong miss. Maxwell handles it against Hodges. Around the Larry Smith screen. Picks his way through traffic for a layup. Vernon Maxwell with 16. Houston by 13. 18 to shoot, 2 difference. Pippen out front against Buck Johnson. On the shot clock.
There you go for the last second shot.
Armstrong left open, goes inside. BJ with their last 3. 4.7, plenty of time for Houston. Here's Floyd getting hit with an offensive foul. Sleepy Floyd with his third. Now the Bulls with 2.9 have a chance to have the last say here in the third. This could be the play that turns the game around. You can't be illegal. They come into Grant. Now to Pippen. Pippen around Thorpe. Unloads the 3, and he's short of the mark. Somebody got a piece on the way by. After 3, Houston has opened up an 11-point lead, 73-62. The Houston Rockets have slowed the pace and played outstanding defensively. They've held the Bulls to 62 points after 3. And to 14 in the second quarter when they captured the lead after trailing by 6 after 1. Cliff Levingston into the game for the first time for the Bulls. Armstrong, Hodges, Pippen, King, and Levingston matching up against this Houston lineup. Thorpe, Larry Smith, Buck Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Sleepy Floyd.
You got Craig Hodges in that game. You got to utilize him in the last minute and a half to get a 3 up or get a shot up for you.
Armstrong against Kenny Smith. If the Bulls score this trip, they move it inside at double digits. Stacey King, guarded by Larry Smith. Now Hodges over Floyd. Rebound Levingston. He captures. Armstrong left open. BJ hits it from the outside, and the Bulls are within 9 with 11:32 left.
Good job of thinking by Cliff Levingston.
Smith against Hodges. Olajuwon getting ready to come back. Floyd against Armstrong. Screen roll with Larry Smith. Floyd turns it in. A pitch out to Johnson. Lost it across the lane, but to Larry Smith. One to shoot. Buck Johnson bail out, missing. Bulls have it. Armstrong on the push. Here they come on the run. BJ all the way inside.
He hit that ball.
A foul. No goaltending.
He took the ball off the goal.
Buck Johnson with the foul. His third. Armstrong shoots two.
BJ comes on in strong. Watch the play above the rim. He comes in. Here it is up on the rim.
Good angle.
That's there.
That's goaltending. Yep. Good play. Good angle with that sky cam. But, of course, the officials can't see it from there.
Well, they were running backwards. The full speed of the players coming at him. That should be 3 here, but...
Armstrong shooting 2. He scored the last 5 for the Bulls. 11:04 remaining. DJ Armstrong with 6. Purdue is in. King is out. They've got David Wood in the lineup. Hakeem Olajuwon also is in. The Houston lead is 8. Michael Jordan, bad head cold, sitting it out for now, but you know he'll be back. BJ again. The Bulls are back to within 7 after trailing by 17. Kenny Smith running the show for the Rockets and doing a good job of it. Armstrong has it. 10 on the shot clock. They go into Olajuwon and a foul on Purdue. If you're going to foul him, that's the way to do it. Go aggressively for the ball.
Chicago personal foul, 32 will Purdue.
Bulls are going to have to hurry up Houston with their defense. They're going to have to start putting some double team pressure on Kenny Smith. I know it's difficult to do with him, but they're behind. You're going to have to quicken the pace. Here's Floyd against Hodges. Around a Smith pick. Beats everybody for the layup. Sleepy Floyd. How many times tonight are the Rockets going to come and set that screen and the guard take it all away? It's a 9-point lead for Houston. Again, a must-score trip for the Bulls. Hodges off the cut. And the rebound out of bounds to the Bulls with 10:25 remaining. Scottie Pippen to throw in. Pippen looking. Still looking. Way outside to Purdue. And now Armstrong punch into Livingston against Smith. Livingston in the lane with a fadeaway. Got a foul on Smith before the shot. Larry Smith with his second. Houston with his second team foul.
His second, the team second.
Scottie Pippen to inbound around David Wood.
Need some help.
Livingston breaks out to receive the pass. Pippen around a Livingston screen, shoots it on Wood. Oh, Scottie in between. Didn't know whether to shoot for glass or not. Larry Smith is hurt. Here is Sleepy Floyd off the drive. Had it knocked loose, but to Hakeem. Sleepy Floyd takes up slack. Hakeem over pressure, blocked by Livingston, cleared by Purdue. Armstrong coming back for the Bulls. Hodges for 3. 9:45 remaining. The Houston lead down to 6. Floyd under pressure of Hodges. Olajuwon against Purdue. Has it blocked. The foul. He shoots 2. Will Purdue with his second.
Big post up by Olajuwon. He spins, puts a hand on Will's hip, and then Will takes the foul. Kenny Smith.
Olajuwon 1 for 2. Free throwing in the first half. Hasn't scored in the second half. 9 points in the game.
Bang, off the rim. Here we go.
A little harder to shoot that second one when you miss the first.
You'll hear some noise here now.
9:31 remaining. The Bulls were down 17. They cut it to 6. It's 7. Armstrong on top of the floor against Kenny Smith. They run off Hodges. His pass into Purdue, knocked out of bounds by Floyd.
Good play. I don't think Will was ready for that drop-in pass.
12 on the shot clock.
They've run a couple plays now for Haji.
Bulls need to hoop this trip, need to keep the pressure on. Pippen off the inbounds, still looking, comes into Perdue. Will Perdue over Hakeem, block. Pippen has it. Scottie's jump hook, Rebound, Houston as Olajuwon clears. Kenny Smith motors up the floor. The Bulls need a stop here. Smith gets inside. Olajuwon lost the ball. Smith gets it back. He's tied up.
Jump ball. Bulls putting some good defense on now. Let's see. It's going to be Will Perdue. Take a look where you want it, Will. Now make sure. Should have the advantage of the tip. Kenny Smith, a real leaper, was in the finals of the slam dunk contest a year ago.
The tip to Pippen. Scottie fires it on ahead to Hodges. Outside jumper missed by Hodges. Rebound Armstrong. The Bulls another opportunity to score this trip. Screen roll, left untouched. Armstrong. Yes! He has picked a great time to come to life. BJ with 9. The Houston lead is 5. Kenny Smith against Armstrong. Into Olajuwon. Doubled up. Gets the shot away anyway. Big basket. His first field goal of the second half. Houston back in front by 7.
Great go-to guy, isn't he?
Yep. Will Perdue. Guarded loosely by Olajuwon. Off the drive, Armstrong is fouled, and now the Bulls are getting dribble penetration. Kenny Smith with the foul, his first, third team foul. Scottie Pippen goes out as Michael Jordan returns with 8:08 remaining. And we get a timeout taken by Houston. We got a game going now. Houston by 7. We'll be back to Chicago Stadium after these messages. The Bulls, after trailing by 17, have cut it to 7 with 8:08 remaining. And the Bulls in possession. The Bulls have Perdue, Livingston, Jordan, Armstrong, and Hodges. Houston with Kenny Smith, Sleepy Floyd, Vernon Maxwell, Larry Smith, and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Another 3 would not hurt here.
Michael Jordan to make the inbounds pass. Hodges under pressure of Kenny Smith. Armstrong against Floyd, into Jordan against Maxwell. Michael's turnaround, rolls off, and Larry Smith hands to Kenny Smith. Now the Bulls need a defensive stop. Rockets have been awfully good in their half-court offense tonight, as they have in this winning streak. Screen roll. Hakeem open. Comes up shooting. The rebound to Jordan. Michael around at Perdue. Screen, a pitch out to Armstrong. A 3 try. Rimming no. Jordan with a follow. Rimming no. And Larry Smith snaps it down. Off to Floyd. 7:20 remaining. The Bulls misfiring on 2 straight possessions. Here's Olajuwon in on Perdue with a hook shot. And the rebound knocked around. A loose ball foul on Olajuwon. Nope, it's on Larry Smith, his 3rd.
That's the what? The 4th team foul, I believe.
4th team foul on Houston. You're right. And Horace Grant coming in. 7:12 remaining. Grant for Livingston. Kirk Livingston had, what else, a big offensive rebound while he was in there. A must-score trip for the Bulls with 7:05 left and trailing by 7 because they missed on their last 2 possessions. Hodges delivers to Grant an 18-footer. Rimming no, and Olajuwon the rebound over Perdue. Kenny Smith trying to turn it in from the top. Hodges checks him. Smith spins inside and scooped it in. That's about the 5th time tonight one of their guards has gotten loose from the top of the circle for an easy layup. And the Bulls are taking timeout. 6:37 remaining. Houston has opened up a 9-point lead, and the stadium is again quiet. Miller's Genuine Draft presents the 3rd annual Shoot the Bull 3-on-3 Round Ball Classic, August 3rd and 4th in Grant Park. Brought to you by the Tribune, Coca-Cola, and Pizza Hut. Look for details in the Trib or call the Bulls office. Michael Jordan to make the inbounds pass. 6:37 left to go in the game, and Houston in front by 9. Armstrong against Kenny Smith. Now Jordan stepping down the lane with a finger roll. Left it a little short. His follow is
backing up and
relentless. 25 points for Jordan. It's a 7-point lead. Kenny Smith trying to figure it out. Works it against Armstrong. Olajuwon on the pick and roll. Off to Hakeem. Inside pass knocked away, and Purdue has it. Big trip for the Bulls. Jordan against Maxwell. Houston can't foul. They'll be over the limit. Jordan gets inside and shoots it up, rimming. No, and a foul on Olajuwon. Michael Jordan shoots 2. Olajuwon with his 4th.
Oh, Michael twice went in where the Sharks hang out, Jimmy. In there, he pulled it back out, went around the side. Hakeem went after him. Bill Cartwright going to come back, and I'll tell you something. There he goes in against him and gets hit in the side of the head.
He goes in there because he knows that's where the game is won.
Will has done a pretty good job in there spelling Bill. So Michael got a chance to make this a 5-point game.
5:57 remaining.
1 out of 3.
2 out of 4. Purdue is out with Cartwright in. The Bulls with Cartwright, Grant, Jordan, Armstrong, and Hodges. Houston with Kenny Smith, Olajuwon, Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, and Sleepy Floyd. If Michael hits this, the closest the Bulls have been since trailing by 17. Rimming good, a 5-point game in the stadium. Kenny Smith lets the traffic clear and takes it one-on-one with Jordan. Shot clock at 14. Around a Thorpe screen. Off to Thorpe. No, he gets the basket. Another screen roll executed perfectly. 82-75 Rockets. Here's Jordan, doubled in the post, spins free, lefty layup. What a move on Hakeem. 29 for Michael.
Keeping him close.
He is. Michael Jordan, and now Vernon Maxwell is pushing and shoving with Horace Grant and started with Jordan. What's the deal? This is 2 games in a row in Chicago Stadium.
Going down the court. Jordan running back down the court. And they're talking to each other. He just bumps into
Well, what's the deal?
Well, now
you're going to throw them both out, Red. How about this? How about this trade-off?
Listen to this, baby.
5:19 for the game. Double technical. Maxwell with a technical, Jordan with a technical.
I couldn't see that. That's the same thing we had with Bill Cartwright in person early, the double technical.
So apparently they get to stay.
Well, we got a miniature game here, 5 minutes and 19 seconds. The Bulls behind by 5.
26-game winning streak on the line here in Chicago Stadium. Rockets trying to push their overall string to 12. Here's Maxwell, guarded by Armstrong. 12 on the clock. Maxwell around a Thorpe screen. Maxwell from the outside. What a big shot! Vernon Maxwell with 18 and Houston in front by 7. What a cold-blooded shot that was. Jordan against Maxwell, doubled up. Michael tries it anyway. Underneath with a flip shot, and he draws a foul. Jordan shoots 2. It is Olajuwon with 5.
Now, Jordan to the line.
4:52 remaining.
Scottie Pippen going to come back in here. Who's he going to come for, Haji?
The Bulls draw closer, but Houston refuses to fold. Michael has hit his last 3, 29 points in the game, including the last 6 for the Bulls, who trail by 7. An 85% free throw shooter on the regular season. Rimming, no. Timeout, Houston. With 4:52 left to go in the game, Don Chaney takes time. It's the Rockets clinging to a 7-point lead. The Bulls are down to 4:52 for the game if they're to keep the home court winning streak alive. Michael Jordan, one more free throw. The best he can do this trip is draw the Bulls to within 6.
Well, the Bulls have to pitch that proverbial shutout, as you mentioned here, make it really tough. Doesn't look like either team going to hit the century mark, but if somebody does, they'll be going right on by the other team, it would appear.
Yeah, had to have that one. Michael with 30. Kenny Smith. Pressured by Jordan. 12 on the shot clock.
Pick and roll.
No, they're going into the post, and Hakeem doubled. 5 to shoot. Lost the handle. Floyd wide open. Maxwell for 3. And Olajuwon a big reach. Jordan blocked the shot. Olajuwon again, and a foul on Cartwright. The Bulls unable to clean up after the spectacular defensive play.
Olajuwon got the ball, fired it out to the far corner. They missed a 3, goes right back in, gets the rebound. Jordan blocks the shot. Olajuwon right back. He runs to the side, gets it. Jordan blocks it, right back to him, and a foul.
It's a big one that got away, and Hakeem makes it even bigger for the Bulls by hitting the free throw. And Scottie Pippen collects it here. The Bulls need a hoop to cut it to 5. Time's a wasted. 4:16 remaining. Scottie Pippen against Floyd. Into Cartwright, trying to find Olajuwon. Pippen 10 to shoot. Horace Grant on the fadeaway. Big bucket. Horace with 10. Now it's a 5-point game. Now the Bulls need the defensive stop. Kenny Smith against Armstrong. Screen roll with Thorpe. Thorpe back outside to Floyd. Floyd against Pippen. 8 on the clock. Floyd off the drive all the way, lays it in. That's 6 times tonight their guards have taken it right in from the top, uncontested. So again, the Bulls faced with a must-score trip. Jordan out of the double team, down the lane. What a shot by Michael.
What a shot is right.
Otis Thorpe trying to get it in bounds, and he does to Maxwell. 3:20 left. You don't stop him, you won't win. Here's Floyd. Guarded by Jordan. 13 to shoot.
Pick and roll.
With Olajuwon. Floyd circles around and comes up shooting. No, we got a foul called on Jordan. Sleepy Floyd shoots 2.
Well, let's say there used to be a player, Sam Jones, that would kick that leg out, and World Be Free, when they took the shot, they said that Michael kicked him. Let's see what happens on the shot.
Whoa.
Hard to see, but, from that angle that they do collide.
Michael claimed that he kicked him.
Yeah.
Let's see if Floyd sticks his leg out. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
He kicked
Floyd
him running
kicked
by.
Michael. Floyd missed the first, hits the second. Houston by 6. 3:07 left. Here's Jordan against Maxwell. They send everybody under to Grant. Missed the dunk on Olajuwon. Cartwright with a follow. Rimming, no. Tip Pippen, no. Loose ball. Pippen saves to Armstrong. 2:50 left.
Oh, they don't want to blow that whistle at all.
Here's Armstrong shooting over Thorpe. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's a 4-point game with 2:40 remaining. Sleepy Floyd, guarded by Pippen. 14 on the shot clock. Floyd for three.
Yeah.
Big basket. Sleepy Floyd sticks a dagger into the heart of the Bulls. 2:19 left. It'll take a miracle now for Chicago to keep it alive.
There is one miracle.
A 5-point lead for Houston. Kenny Smith doubled in the backcourt. Hook pass off to Floyd. Floyd slides through and a foul called. He'll shoot two. Jordan on the foul, his second. 2:03 left. What do you got?
Yeah, it's a penalty. So Nolan Fine was just saying we shoot. They were going to bring the ball out in the side. Joe Forte.
Sleepy Floyd, 2 threes tonight. The last one a mighty big one and a bigger free throw. 18 points for Floyd, and it's Houston by 6. 2:03 left. Houston by 7. And the Bulls need to hurry. You may only get it 2 more times. Here's Jordan off to Armstrong. BJ takes up slack. Scottie Pippen going for the rebound, but Thorpe has it, and Houston may lock it up if they eat some time here this possession. The Bulls have to get a stop to win this game. And Houston has it in the spread. Sleepy Floyd against Jordan. 1:38 left. The shot clock at 10. Floyd under pressure and a foul on Jordan to stop the clock.
He reached in and hit the ball. He reached in and hit the ball, and they called a foul on him. He turned his head, and Jordan reached in.
Sleepy Floyd.
Yep.
He's been the big guy off the bench for the Rockets tonight. They only have a basket by Larry Smith besides the big numbers Sleepy Floyd is throwing in. He's got 20 points, 11 in the fourth. It's Houston by 8 with 1:33 left to go. The Houston Rockets about to win their 12th in a row unless the Bulls can come up with something really special. Join the entire Bulls team when Charitables presents Festivals 91, April 22nd, 6 o'clock. Lou Malnati's Italian-style dinner, Chicago's greatest ever collection of sports memorabilia, silent and live auctions. Call the Bulls Community Services Department, 312-943-5800. John Paxson is on for the Bulls. It is definitely three-point time. Sleepy Floyd has a chance to put Houston up by 9. He does with 1:33 left. The Bulls about to feel the sting of defeat on the home court. Unless they can come up with something, and now we're down to 125. Jordan for 3. Scottie Pippen the rebound. Lost the ball to Kenny Smith. He was trying to give it up to Horace Grant, and now the Rockets in the backcourt trying to use up some clock. Jordan almost a steal, but Floyd comes up with it. 1:10 remaining, 12 to shoot. And what do we get?
Timeout.
Timeout Houston with 12 on the shot clock and 1:08 left to go. We'll keep it here.
What a game by this Houston Rocket Ball Club, Jimmy. They came in the last time the Bulls played the Rockets. Since then, the Bulls went 31-6. The Rockets 26-11 without their main man. He had to come in and play off the bench, play himself back into the lineup, which he's done. But they learned to play with 3 guards. And they've been outstanding. Larry Smith, as you mentioned, with the only basket off the bench outside of Sleepy Floyd, who is considered a regular. He plays those big-time minutes here.
He's got 21 points tonight, and he has 12 of them in the fourth quarter. Thursday night on Channel 9, the Bulls on the road at New Jersey. And on April 4th at New York, a 7:30 game. The Bullseye at 7 against the Knicks. April 9th here, the Bullseye at 7, a 7:30 game. And then on April 12th at Detroit for a 7 o'clock game Chicago time. And then on Wednesday, April 17th at Miami at 6:30. That closes out our broadcast schedule on Channel 9 for this year.
The Bulls were 11-1 in February, and we thought Phil Jackson had a chance to get Coach of the Month. But Don Chaney beat him out there. The Bulls have only lost 2 games in this month, going for number 3. Field goals tonight?
34% for the Bulls, with the exception of Michael Jordan, 65%. tell you what, the Bulls have been treated tonight the way the Detroit Pistons have treated them in recent years.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, a lot of people said regarding the Bulls-Pistons series that Detroit went to a lot of effort to check Michael Jordan. But when you look back on it, for the most part, they shut down everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened here tonight. Only Michael has had any kind of offensive game at all. Buck Johnson will make the inbounds pass with 12 on the shot clock. There are some Blues in the stadium tonight, and not just the Blues
like they're here at a wake.
Buck Johnson comes into Kenny Smith, tipped away over and back. The Bulls have it.
Backcourt, yep.
Yep, he dribbled it over and back. The last gasp for the Bulls with 1:07 left. But they got to score and score quickly. They could use a 4-point play here, Johnny Reds.
All right.
And then they use another one. Scottie Pippen brings it in play to Jordan. Michael Jordan against Maxwell. The three-try, nope. Horace Grant with a rebound. Paxson launches his three. Rimming, no. Horace Grant again comes out, lost the handle to Sleepy Floyd, and this game is over. Going to the hoop is Kenny Smith, and Buck Johnson gets the dunk, and the Houston Rockets have come in looking good and looking even better going away as they beat the Bulls to halt the Bulls' 26-game home court winning streak. A solid performance by the guys in the red shirts on the road tonight. There's a jump ball called with 37 seconds left. 5 was as close as the Bulls could get in this game. And Hakeem Olajuwon likes what he sees in his group. Off the tip, Kenny Smith controls it. Foul on Pippen. That's the first foul of the game on Scottie Pippen. You know, again, you have to, we talked in the first half, John, this is a playoff game. This is the way it's played in the playoffs. And the Bulls are going to have to take a long look at this game. Because come playoff time, a lot of those easy baskets aren't there anymore.
Well, they've got to get themselves back on track again here at home. They played superbly here at home.
They missed
last time they lost a game was in December, so
to a Western Conference team, Portland.
To any team at home.
You know, the Bulls will fall short. They were hoping to eclipse the Celtics' home court winning streak of 31. That was a stretch which was carried over 2 seasons. Bulls take a timeout here. They're down 12 with 30.7. And Chicago Stadium, as you can see, with a lot of empty seats. Normally it's because the home team is well ahead at this stage, but not tonight. The Rockets, with the exception of trailing by 6 at the first quarter stop, have led this game wire to wire. They took over in the second quarter, got a stranglehold on this game, and never let up. It was their pace, it was their defense, it was their game.
You want to know something really unusual? This will put them at 500 on the road, 16 and 16. They're still below a 500 team, and if they play like this against a team that has the best record in the league, they're going to be reckoned with. However, the Bulls will have a chance to regroup, a couple days off, and go on the road for 3 games, so it'll be a good test in mental to see how they come back and react.
For this reason, the first 2 games are in buildings they do not play well in. The New Jersey Nets, the Bulls have never played well there. And then in the Cap Center, they have never played well there either.
2 teams way under 500 that the Bulls lost to the first time around early in the season. So it'll be interesting as we go along. The Bulls had their 175th sellout tonight. Looking for that streak to continue, but not to be. I'm sure there's some Celtic fans that are quite happy to see it disappear. You like to see your team hold that record book.
That's a good point you bring up, that the Bulls need to regroup this week, because now they, as we've said, they go into New Jersey where they have not played well, Washington where they have not played well, and they're going to play a Boston Celtics team on Easter Sunday that needs to win. Because they're in the chase with the Bulls for the best record in the conference.
Michael's leaving. He's going down the locker room now.
With 30.7 left. Michael Jordan finishes up 33 points tonight, but he couldn't save the Bulls in this one. B.J. Armstrong all the way for an easy one. B.J. with 13. 10 here in the 4th. The Houston lead is 10.
Rockets have it in the spread. Otis Thorpe. 12 to shoot. A couple difference.
Hard to believe, I guess, but the Bulls were, according to the paper this morning, like 10-point favorites at home here.
Who said that?
The paper.
Oh, boy. Evidently, the paper hasn't been looking at its own print lately. Bud Johnson at dunk. For good measure, the Rockets hit the century mark. 5.7 left. And B.J. Armstrong dribbles it out. He'll take it. It's a gimme, so he says, I'll take it. He's got 15. And the Bulls walk off on the short end of a score here in Chicago Stadium for the first time since December 8th. A mighty impressive Houston Rockets team comes in and turns them away by 10. 100-90 the final. And we'll return to Chicago Stadium and recap it after these messages. Rockets win it by 10 tonight. Push their winning streak to 12. They're 20 over 500. And the Bulls' 26-game home court winning streak is history. The Phillips 66 powerful stuff. Hakeem Olajuwon, offensive rebound tip dunk in the first half. And that was coming at a time of the game where the Rockets were getting control tonight. They were down by 6. They trailed by 9. And then a three-point basket by Sleepy Floyd at the end of the first quarter got them to within 6. And I tell you what, it was at that point where they were on their way.
That's right. The Bulls did not play well, and you have to feel that a lot of the credit has to go to the Houston Rockets and Don Chaney, who forced them down the middle. They didn't give them much outside and gave them absolutely nothing in the middle. And I was just looking at my sheet since the first quarter, Jim. Grant had 4, Scottie had 6, Bill had 4, Pax had none. So they get 14 points from their starters after the first quarter ends, and they were ahead in that first quarter.
Michael Jordan led the way for the Bulls with 33 points in the game, but the Bulls still have the best record in the NBA, sitting at 51-17. Their magic number remains at 5 to clinch the NBA Central against the Detroit Pistons. Next telecast on Channel 9, Thursday at New Jersey, 6:30 Chicago time. Stay tuned next for the news. Tonight's telecast was produced and directed by Skip Ellison. Coordinating producer Bill Borson. Our executive producer is Jim Zerwick. The associate producer Joe Corneo. Again, the final, the Rockets 100, the Bulls 90. For Johnny Kerr, this is Jim Durham saying good night from Chicago Stadium.
Chicago Bulls basketball was brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. Your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. American Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Bulls. True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value hardware stores. McDonald's. Food, folks, and fun. You know the one. McDonald's. For food, folks, and fun.